Welcome to Puppetized Children's Church. Chitter, 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 chitter. Chitter? I think we'll find out in a bit. Chitter, 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 chitter. Chitter says this week he's been thinking about jobs. And chitter, chitter, chitter. Chitter knows what he wants to be when he grows up. What do you want to be, Chitter? Chitter, chitter, chitter. Oh, a fireman. A fire puppet. Chitter, chitter, chitter. A fire chipmunk. Sorry. Chitter, 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 chitter. Yeah, because they get to ride around in big trucks. Chitter, 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 with sirens. Chitter, 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 and they get to help people. They get to help save people, and he just really likes that idea. Chitter. So, Garrett, what do you want to be when you grow up? A pirate? Chitter, chitter, chitter. Pirates take things. Yeah, and you like to take things. All right, so Garrett wants to be a pirate when he grows up. Porky, how about you? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Porky probably wants to be a carpenter.
Oh, a carpenter. Why? What do you want to build?
Pork. He just likes building things in general, but he really likes building tree houses.
Oh, he wants to build tree houses for people?
Pork.
Yeah, nice ones for them to live in?
Pork.
Wow, so you want to help people too. Well, in our story today, there's going to be somebody who has a job that other people think is a really bad job. Not a job that a good person can have. Not a good job at all. Yeah, like pirates. Yes. And in our story, we're going to have this verse, which is our memory verse. Can you tell us our memory verse, Porky?
Porky. Porky said, "The Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost." Luke 19:10.
The Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost. Garrett, do you know who Son of Man is?
Jesus.
Is he a little bit harder to interpret for today than sometimes? Right, Jesus sometimes called himself the Son of Man. Sometimes he called himself the Son of God. He liked to indicate that he was both. So Jesus came to seek and to save what was lost. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Oh, that reminds Chitter of the story we did with the lost sheep and how the man went looking for the sheep and the lady went looking for the coins and all those stories. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Right, so this is the same thing. Jesus came to find lost people and to help save them. All right, let's say the memory verse together. The Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost. Luke 19:10. Chitter, chitter. Chitter wants to say it too. All right. Chitter, 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 chitter. Chitter, 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 chitter. Chitter, chitter, chitter. All right, now normally we do a song right now. Chitter, chitter. I'm changing it up. Our song is about our story, so I want to do it at the end of the story so it doesn't give the story away. Is that okay? Chitter. All right, so the song will be later on, but you guys can still help sing it. Chitter, chitter. Chitter. Yep, welcome back. Okay, so we just had 3 stories where Jesus was doing stuff with his friends, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. And today's going to meet a new friend. But at first, this does not seem like somebody that would be Jesus' friend. Today's story is about Zacchaeus.
Porky.
Now, Zacchaeus was a tax collector. Chitter, chitter. Yeah, do you know what tax collectors did? Chitter. They collected tax money for the Roman government. Now, the Jews did not like tax collectors for 2 reasons. For one thing, they didn't like the Roman government. The Roman government used this money to build roads, and the Jews like that. Chitter, chitter. But they also used it to pay their soldiers. And the Jews did not want there to be Roman soldiers there. They wanted the Roman soldiers to go home so they could be in charge of their own country. So it was kind of like tax collectors were traitors to the Jews. Chitter, chitter, chitter. But the bigger problem was the Roman government told them how much money to collect, but they could collect extra money if they wanted to and keep it. Chitter? So a tax collector might say, Say the Roman government said, get $5 from everybody. The tax collector might go up to one person and say, you owe $7 in taxes. And the person would have to pay $7, and the tax collector would keep the extra. Or he might go up to somebody else and say, you owe $10 in taxes. And the person would have to pay the money, and the tax collector would keep the extra. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Yeah, it doesn't sound like tax collectors are very nice, does it? Are you Are you going to be okay with playing a tax collector?
Porky, porky.
Well, he's going to meet Jesus, and things are going to get better. So is it okay? Can you play Zacchaeus? Okay, yeah, he's going to meet Jesus. Otherwise, this would not be a very happy story. He would probably still just be bad at the end, I guess. Okay, so here is our story. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man named Zacchaeus lived there. He was a chief tax collector. Chitter, chitter. So he was in charge of other tax collectors, and he was very rich. He'd done a good job collecting his taxes. He was rich. Now, Zacchaeus wanted to see who Jesus was, but he was a short man, and he could not see Jesus because of the crowd. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Chitter does not think chatter makes a very good crowd. Can you use your imagination, Chitter? Chitter, chitter. Yes. Chatter, I think you make a very good crowd.
Chatter.
Yeah. Zacchaeus could not see Jesus because of the crowd, so he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree. Chitter, 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 chitter. Chitter is not sure that looks very much like a tree. Can you use your imagination, Chitter? Chitter, chitter. He climbed a tree because he wanted to see Jesus, who was coming that way. Jesus reached the spot where Zacchaeus was, and he looked up and he said,
Gong, 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 gong.
Zacchaeus, come down at once. I must stay at your house today. So Zacchaeus came down at once and welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this, and they began to whisper among themselves, and they said,
Chatter, 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 chatter.
Jesus has gone to be the guest of a sinner. He's going to a bad person's house. But Zacchaeus stood up and he said,
Pork, 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 porky, pork, pork, pork.
Look, Lord, here and now I give half of everything I own to the poor. And he also said,
Pork, 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 porky.
and if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay it back. I will pay back 4 times as much as I took. Jesus said to Zacchaeus,
Gong, 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 gong.
today salvation has come to your house. You're a member of Abraham's family. And here's the memory verse. Then Jesus said,
Gong, 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 gong.
the Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost. Because Zacchaeus had been lost, hadn't he? But now, because he listened to Jesus, he was giving half his stuff to the poor. Chitter! And paying back 4 times to anybody he had cheated. Chitter! Yeah, he had become really good, hadn't he? All right. Chitter, 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 chitter. Yes, I said we would do the song after the story. So we're going to sing the Zacchaeus song. All right, I need my singers to help me out here. And my puppets, I'm sure. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior passed that way, he looked up in that tree. And he said, Zacchaeus, you come down, for I'm going to your house today. For I'm going to your house today. Chitter, chitter, chitter. Do you like that song? Yeah, and wee little man means he was small, right? Chitter, chitter, chitter. Do you think we should sing it again? Okay, one more time. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in a sycamore tree, for the Lord he wanted to see. And as the Savior passed that way, he looked up in that tree. And he said, Zacchaeus, you come down, for I'm going to your house today. For I'm going to your house today. Good job, you guys. So, do any of you have any questions to ask today? No, not Garrett, not Chad. Oh, do you have a question, Porky? What's your question?
Porky wants to know, since he was a tax collector in this story, can he still be a tax collector and follow Jesus?
Can he still be a tax collector and follow Jesus? Because usually tax collectors weren't very nice. They were considered pretty bad people. Chitter, chitter! Chitter thinks we should go ask Kevin. Do you want to go ask Kevin, Porky?
Pork.
All right, we'll go ask Kevin, and then we will come back and show you our craft. Chitter!
Pork.
Oh, hey, hi, Porky. How are you today?
Pork.
Oh, good. Oh, hi, kids. Good to see everybody. Hey, what's up, Porky?
Pork. Well, Porky said that he was Zacchaeus in this story today, and Zacchaeus was a tax collector. So, can he still be a tax collector and follow Jesus?
Oh, well, Porky. Yeah, that's an interesting question because in Zacchaeus' time, in Jesus' time, a lot of Jews didn't like tax collectors at all. But, you know, one day some tax collectors came to John the Baptist and they asked him, you know, when they started following God, they said, what should we do? And John didn't say you have to quit your jobs. He just said that they needed to not take more money from people than they were supposed to. Don't make people pay extra. Don't steal their money is what he was saying. And so if they were honest and they did their job the right way, then they could still be tax collectors. Yeah, that was fun. I was just looking for the mail here, and I was just thinking how glad I am that we have people who deliver the mail. It's great. And their job is to, you know, not steal the mail, and they can't charge you money for putting the mail in your mailbox, things like that. So anybody who has a job needs to do it the way that God wants them to do it. And for tax collectors, that means don't take extra money from people. Don't make them pay more than they're supposed to. Yeah, so yeah, Zacchaeus could still be a tax collector. And other tax collectors who follow Jesus, they could still be tax collectors. But they needed to be good tax collectors. Just like you need to be a good porcupine, and I need to be a good preacher. Yeah. Oh, fix my glasses. Ah, there we go. So how's that, Porky?
Pork.
Okay, good. It's great to see you, Porky. See you later. I'm just going to check the mail here. I don't see anything in there. All right.
Okay, today's craft is sadly not involving tape or scissors. But it does have crayons, and you can use colored pencils or pencils too. Anyway, so for today's craft, you're gonna get some leaves from outside, different kinds if you can, and you're gonna put them under the paper, and you're gonna color over the leaves lightly with crayon, colored pencil, or pencil, and it should make the little leaf patterns. And then you can color the rest of your tree and your people and the squirrel, and you can color your background rainbow if you want, or green, or whatever. And here's just an example of different things that have been colored over, like fish.
Were those
cats.
sun catchers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. In case you couldn't see the leaves.
See you later. I'm just going to check the mail here. I don't see anything in there. All right. Porky, I think it's broken. Porky, you know how to fix mailboxes? Oh, it worked. Well, why did it work that time? What's it? Is there something in there? Uh-oh, Porky! I'm stuck.